Let's start the podcast.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
This is hey, podcast 284, Talking Dicks. Oh, Talking Dicks. Oh my God. 2 hours, one pod. We've had so many inclinations. I can't keep track
Take it from the
anymore.
top.
This is 2 hours, one pod. This is fuck me. You do it. I can't.
Jesus Christ.
This is 2 Al's, One Pod, episode 284, formerly the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. I'm Al Ducharme. I'm in Nassau, Bahamas, not Long Island. And Al Romas is from Long Island, and he is on the Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's flagship. Hi, Al. What's going on? Where are you? At sea?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. We're at sea today, and then Coco okay, and then home Saturday. I finish up my 2 weeks. So yeah, a little sea day, but 2 weeks, man. That's like I think that's my limit at this point. 2 weeks.
You just
you
did
need
3
a couple
weeks.
days at home. What?
You just did 3 weeks.
What's that? Yeah, no, but I can't. I have a few more of those too. I'm just saying, unless I get offered it and grab the money.
Here's Al.
I prefer 2 weeks.
I like 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. It's great. Are you available next week? Yeah, I'll take it.
No, I haven't. I know my schedule. It's all 3 weeks. What the hell? But I like the idea of 2 weeks is what I'm saying. And, I didn't feel well yesterday all day. You wake up, you just don't feel well. It's weird, right? You went to bed fine.
Yeah.
You go to bed. Something happens in sleep. And I'm like, I wake up, I go, I don't feel good.
It's percolating.
So it's like but the comedy, it's the only job. We got to do it. You know what I mean? Really, you got to, unless you're in the hospital or can't walk, you got to do your show.
You got to do your show.
Kind of the way it, yeah, kind of the way.
So what is
is.
your ailments?
And,
you sound actually pretty perky for a guy who's ailing.
I'm not ailing. So I was sick, didn't feel well all day yesterday, just upset stomach and lethargic, and did the 2 shows, went to bed, woke up, fucking refreshed. So that bed is the shit going on with.
Did you shit the
sick,
bed?
Getting me back. I may have shit the bed.
Did you have a
I
low
didn't want to put that out there.
evaluation? Did you? I mean, did you get rid of the demons? Was it a bug?
No, it was a bug. I
We
guess
can be
a bed bug.
We can be graphic on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I didn't have the shits. I'm talking to the guys, of course, in the green room last night, and they're all like, "What do you? You got the shits, you squirting it out." It's like I'm getting sicker in this conversation. I got to be honest. This conversation's making me ill. But no, I just didn't feel well. It was just like one of those things you can't describe. If you went to a doctor, you go, I don't know, I don't feel good. You know what I mean?
You're a little off.
I was off. I was a little off. So, but anyway, feel good. But it's just a weird thing. Like you're down there, and it's like unless they're like, I mean, both the guys are super cool, Simeon and Paul. And they were like, "You want us to do your time? You can get out of here. We don't really.
Yeah,
it's fine."
In your circumstance, you said no. You got to do. It's just comedy. You got to do it. It's like no. In your circumstance, if you weren't feeling well, that one night that your buddy said we'll do the extra, 7 minutes each.
Yeah,
you got to get a full night's rest.
Yeah, I don't know, the work ethic or whatever the fuck it is. You just feel like if I'm not in medical or really in bed, then I should do my time. You just have that old feeling of it. I don't know. I do, but I did it, and I got up there. And, you get that stage health. You feel better. Or you forget you're not feeling well at the moment. But then I had 2 incidences, and.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
On
thank
stage?
God I got. Yeah, and thank God I got a fucking experience. And this one was the night before when I was feeling fine, but I went on stage. And now, what would you do in this? You tell me, I'll set the scenario up. You tell me, would you even deal with it? Full room, front row full, and the front row is really right next to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And you go on stage, and there's a guy in the middle seat, front row, next to his wife or girlfriend, and he's wearing a coat, like a winter coat, We're in the Caribbean, and it was about 95 degrees that afternoon. But he's in a full coat, like a down coat. Now you go on. You're the third one, so you're closing the thing. Do you mention it? Do you say, "What the fuck? Like, what are you doing?" Because that's my initial go-to. I'm wondering, would you just do your act? Would you think that's odd? I got a comment on this man
50-50.
in a coat.
Sitting in the front
Right.
row, wearing a coat sounds to me like his personality wanted attention. Unless he's having
Mhm.
some sort of circulation issue or he's got, some sort of
Are you thinking that
disease.
in the moment?
No, I'm
I wonder if he
thinking, what
has
is
a
this idiot
circulation
doing? Why are you
issue.
sitting first?
Yeah,
Why aren't you sitting in the back?
right,
No, he wants attention.
right,
So you addressed
right.
it. I probably would have a good chance, 65%, 70% chance I'd address it.
And it's the third show of the night. I'm
I'm
on now.
addressing it.
It's after midnight.
I'm
I
definitely
mean,
addressing it. Yeah.
right. So I address it. I go, dude, what the fuck? Why are you wearing a coat? It's the middle of the Caribbean. And then he quietly says, I have cancer.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Check, please. 1 minute in. I'm on stage for a minute. So luckily, here's where the saving. He said it so lightly. Only the front row heard it. The people, no one else heard it in the room. The lady to my left, her mouth dropped. She looked at me like you're fucked. Like what the hell? And I look at her, and then I just sort of was like, you know what? And by my head, I was thinking no one else heard it, and kind of not fuck you to him, but like, what are you doing? Come on, that's not fair. You wear a down coat.
You're sitting in the
front row center.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna say cancer?
You're
Come on.
You're gonna pull the cancer card when.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
So he wanted the attention, regardless of his health. He wanted attention.
Right. Exactly. And his wife was this little Filipino woman. And when I was doing this thing about dating apps, she's like,
and he said, "Did you give him
app.
cancer?"
Yeah, they met on a dating app, FilipinoGirlfriend.com. That's what he went on to find her. I mean, this whole thing was a fucking, get out of here with these two. FilipinoGirlfriend.com. That's where you go to meet your wife.
I don't think he had cancer. No. I think he was fibbing.
The whole thing was fucking wonky and weird, but luckily I got out. You do the tricks. Look, we got tricks. I mean, you gotta. If you were up there with 1 year comedy or 2, you're dead in the water. There's nowhere to go. Got out of it. It was fine. And then last night, I'm not feeling well. I go on stage. I'm third again. Paul Ogata had been on, and he was talking about Wizard of Oz, which they perform on the Icon Live. And it's a great show. And this guy in the front, I guess, had said he never saw the Wizard of Oz. This guy's like 75. Never saw the Wizard of Oz. The movie. What?
It's possible.
Not possible. How? Come on.
It's very low possibility. I do Star Wars in my act, and there's a number of people. I ask them, raise your hand, and it's amazing the number of hands that go up, even though they're very familiar with Star Wars, with the Wizard of Oz. They know Dorothy, Toto. They know all the characters.
I think those hands are in the air because they don't want to hear the bit. They're just kind of going like, we haven't heard it, so you don't do the bit. I think that's why that's up. Everyone's seen Star Wars.
No,
maybe we'll do it if we.
It's the opposite. If they're raising their hands and they're lying, they want to hear me do the bit. Because it's not going to be how many people haven't seen Star Wars. No hands go up. I go, well, I could skip that bit.
Right.
So it's the opposite of your joke. You're trying to. I let you speak. I let you tell you a little story.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me speak on a podcast. Co-host.
I let you finish the whole thing. And then I finally decide to participate, and I get 3 lines out, and you'll, they don't want to see your act.
I was kidding around.
First of all, why are you going on first if you don't feel well? You said, no, I got to go on. Say, listen, guys, I'm going to go on first on the third show, and I want to bug out
because
early.
I'm not a pussy, man. I'm not a pussy. I hang in.
You gave the guy in the front row cancer from your illness.
I do my thing. But anyway, here's the thing. So 75 years old, I was perplexed that he never saw Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So I went on stage, not feeling well, and I said, "Are you the guy who never saw Wizard of Oz?" And he goes, "Yeah, I never saw it." And I go, "I can't believe that." And I go, "How's that possible? Where are you from?" He goes, "Connecticut." I go, "Well, it was every Thanksgiving it was on. You missed it." And then he gets annoyed and goes, "What do you do for an act when I'm not here?" and the crowd goes, ooh, like one of those deals. Ooh, like I'm in trouble. You
That's
know
a
what I mean?
funny line, man.
Yeah.
That's a
So
funny line.
I'm not feeling good, and the crowd's going ooh, and then I'm like, what are you oohing about? What the fuck? You don't think like this isn't my first rodeo? You know, I'm fine, but I said, and then I just kind of flipped it and said, I do this every night, no matter what, no matter who's sitting there. I question them about Wizard of Oz, and that's what I do, sir. And Super Mario was next to him. You know, Super Mario.
Yeah.
Fucker
The guy,
cruised 1,800
he lives
times.
on the cruise 6 months out of the year, whatever it is, 8
Mhm.
months.
He was there, and then he's like, "Oh, it's like, guys, I'm a professional. We're all professionals. This is not going to throw me some moron in the front row saying something. I can get out of this. I mean, it's not even getting out of it. It's just I can address it. It'll be fine. It was nothing. You know, they acted like I said the N word or something. They were like, "Ooh." It's like an 80-year-old man said something to me. I'll be okay. And but meanwhile, I'm not feeling good. I just felt like vomiting all over him and Mario and everybody else in the front row. I was just like, "Oh, you kidding me?" Because I should have just went up and did my thing and not even addressed the crowd and got out of there.
Well, again, I don't know why you went to the crowd if you're not feeling well, and I don't know why you're going on third on the third show. You could have gone on third on the first two shows, and then say, "Hey guys, can we switch it out so I can dart out of here? I have to shit my pants."
Well, I didn't have to. I didn't. That was the thing, though. It wasn't one of those. I might have to
Whatever.
run.
You were
It
off.
just was.
You
I just felt. Yeah, I just didn't feel well.
You could have had a little food poisoning too. You know.
That was my thought. But when I woke
sometimes
up,
there's different levels of it. Right, but it could have been festering. I've had different kinds of food poisoning. The one that hits you right away, and you get over it in a couple of hours. I've had the 24-hour one, and then I've had the long one. I don't even know what it's called, but I had to take antibiotics for 2 weeks because it kept recurring. I had that one.
Yeah, but you're no. I don't. You're more sickly than I am. I don't.
Well,
really,
you just told me that you were sick.
I don't believe it.
You were sick for 2 days. You just said.
I shake it off, buddy. Come on. I don't get 2 weeks of antibiotics. I go, all right, that's enough of that.
I shook it off for 8 months.
Feeling good now.
It kept coming back. And I'm like, what's going on here? And my doctor said, you have food poisoning. I'm going, for 8 months? And he says, no, he goes, there's different kinds. You have it's in your gut and you got to kill it. You got to kill everything. And then you have to eat yogurt and whatnot to build up your gut.
I'd find a new doctor. That sounds horrible. To be honest, you know what I mean? I don't like yogurt and all that. So you got to just shake it off, man. My mother
it has to have the active cultures in it. That's the whole thing.
My mother, I hate yogurt's so gross. I don't even want to talk about it. I'll get sick. Active cultures, that's not food. I
wanted to get well, dude. I wanted to get well.
Active cultures and something you're eating is.
I was wearing 2 pairs of underwears on a plane one time because I wasn't feeling it. Thank goodness. It gave me a little bit of it gave me some false sense of security, but at 37,000 feet, you're like, how many hours is this flight?
Dude.
Folks, we're running a little low on fuel, so if we can get our passenger Al Ducharme to fill us up, that would be great. How's your gut?
2 pairs of underwear.
I did, with an extra pair in my backpack, just in case.
Oh, my God.
Which I carry.
What do you do if you shit them? You're not one of those people. You don't throw them out, do you? In the bathroom.
I carry an extra pair of underwear.
Look at this.
Right,
if you're on Patreon.
You're missing it if you're not. This is why you pay $5 a month to support this podcast.
He's got his extra pair in his hand in case
this is in my backpack, and my backpack goes with me on every flight.
Oh my God!
And,
you do not carry an extra pair of underwear in your backpack.
I do, and I carry one of your bras that you left at my house. Tiger.
What the hell?
What the hell? I don't know what that means.
I've never heard that. I've never heard of that. I've traveled my whole life with other comedians too. I would never.
This is when I had that gut
There's
thing.
A hack for you.
The food poisoning.
There's a travel hack.
The food poisoning caused me to take an extra pair of underwear with me from now on. I've shown up with my luggage missing.
Oh my God!
And guess what? I didn't have any underwear, but now I do. I just did it.
Wow.
My luggage just got lost for like 3 or 4 hours. They delivered it to my hotel, but I had my extra pair of underwear.
You had a fresh
Oh,
pair
it was
of
the next.
panties there.
My luggage actually arrived the next morning, so I was able to shower and put on clean underwear, and I got an extra toothbrush and everything in there,
Wow.
and
All
tampons.
right. And well, the toothbrush is not a bad idea. Hotels used to give you one if you lost it. They
Some
don't
of
do that
them,
anymore.
some of them do, but
And
it's
I
rare.
haven't.
Sometimes you can
Of
see the
course,
little
it's like we
sign
say.
in the bathroom. You'll say right there on the sink, it'll say, if you're missing anything, just call the front desk and we'll be happy
But
to supply.
it's like we were saying about Wi-Fi and such. The cheaper, shittier hotel will give you the free toothbrush. The Four Seasons, they don't have free shit. You got to go buy it for
You gotta buy it. You
$9.99
gotta
in the gift store.
and $15.99 for the high speed internet
Right,
and
right.
30
But
$39.99 for the 2 eggs and bacon.
yeah, and then at the Hampton Inn, they have the full
Free.
breakfast going, all
Styrofoam.
free.
They're still
Come
using
down as much as you
styrofoam.
want. A little styrofoam. And be honest, do you use the waffle mate? I've never used it.
I have.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
I'll
It
tell you
looks
where it does look good.
I
It looks
can't.
good like at the airline lounges, like
Oh, the lounge, yeah.
Alaska Airlines in Seattle. Wow, that place is nice. They have a pancake and a waffle maker, and it's high end shit. I don't know what
That's
machines
the
they
only thing
are.
I miss about travel. I hate travel, but I miss having a little status and using the lounges, which is the lounges make you know what I mean? If you get a lounge in an airport, it changes your day.
It
It changes
it's
the
absolutely
whole thing.
changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have food, beverage, high end coffees, private stalls, showers in some of them, sleep areas, quiet areas, business areas. They have glass case
Yeah.
doors you close. You're in this hermetically sealed room. It's kind of cool.
The last one I was in though was packed. I think they need to
Yeah, a lot of them are
cut
getting
down a little
packed.
bit because it felt like I was in the airport, even though better seats, better food, but I was like, there's a lot of people here, you know.
Well, a lot of people that are like, I'm going to spend the 500 to 750 a year for the card or the club membership because I'm spending
Yeah.
2,000 on food, and it's a
Right.
zoo out there. It's a zoo. So yes,
But it should change. It really should be just
some of them
people with
are.
status.
Yeah, the American
Yeah.
Airlines Centurion Lounge in Miami doubled in size, and when it did, their membership
Yeah.
doubled.
Yeah,
and it was
that's what
packed again.
It's crazy. The one in Newark, I waited 20 minutes at the elevator with everyone because they
Yeah.
were putting in 5 at a time.
Yep.
And you go, how many people are up? And then you get up there and it was just jam packed. I'm like, well, I don't think this is all first class.
I had to wait.
people.
I had to wait about 12 to 15 minutes at Centurion Lounge at the Tom Bradley International Terminal at LAX, and I was actually going out of Terminal 6 or 7, so I had to walk. It's like a 12-minute walk to wait 12 or 15 minutes, go in, just have a quick snack, and then walk all the way back. Now I always say, well, I get my steps in. If I can get my 8 to
That's true.
10,000 steps in a day, I'm happy
That's
with the
true.
airport.
That's one thing about the airport with delays and things. You can use it to just go up. I'll get some, my
Mhm.
steps. Start
Mhm.
walking. Who's Tom Bradley? I can't. Not an athlete.
Former
was he?
governor of California, well, Los Angeles governor, governor of the state, formerly the mayor. I don't know. I think he went mayor, governor, Tom Bradley, and he wasn't he a senator?
I don't. I'm thinking of Bill Bradley, the ex-Knick player who became a senator. Remember, he was in New York.
Yeah,
Knick. They
that's
won the
true.
championship.
California
and then
too.
He became a senator.
No,
New York, but he's still, he's still alive. I had no idea he was at the game. He was at the game 7 for the Knicks. He's got to be, I don't know. He's got to be 90 something. I mean, he played.
Really?
He
That old?
played on this. Well, he played on the '69 championship team 55 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that.
Well,
and was
that the Bill Russell era too? Because Bill Russell
Yeah.
was 88 and he died 2 years ago.
Okay, maybe he's not 90 then. But it seemed like so. But the Knicks, yeah, they haven't won. Well, they won in '72 also. That's what the Knicks fans, they go crazy when they win a game. They were outside the streets. But it's like, guys, it's just round 2 and you lost. So you got to chill it out a little bit. New Yorkers should be a little cooler.
Well,
But
what do you have? The
fans have
Rangers
waited.
got shut out last night, so that's the only hope left. this season,
I
right?
know. Well, the Yankees. I think the
Well,
Yankees. It's this year.
Well, I
Think so. Juan Soto
fall.
is a fucking
Okay.
stud.
I'm talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
When
No Rangers.
when hockey and basketball ends, we have to wait till September
Yeah, the Giants and
for it to get
Jets
exciting.
maybe.
Yeah.
Jets could have a little something this year with Rodgers, but
Did you see his press
Giants
conference? Did
gonna
you
be
see
tough.
Rogers' press conference?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Is there something there?
No, he was just saying that he was saying, I'm getting older, so I've been in this situation before. We feel good, we look good right now, but
I
could
would
be in
be
a position where
questioning.
he was basically saying there's someone could be getting ready to take my place. It's happened before. It happened in Green Bay. So
right, just football, 40-year-old quarterback. And all your hopes and dreams are on that. Very risky. I mean, the chance of him going a full season or
Tom Brady was that was ridiculous. That was not
an anomaly.
Real.
Yeah, Brady was a complete anomaly, whatever the word is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
anomaly. What is the word? Anomaly.
He was a unicorn. Anomaly.
It's like Simeon Kirklees on these ships on Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
People who've cruised know who I'm talking about. And he was a piano player in the Schooner Bar, and they asked him to become a host for comedy, and he just transformed into a comedian. And now he's one of the best out here. And he doesn't watch comedy, doesn't study it, doesn't care about it, but an anomaly is my point. And by the way, speaking of comedy on the ships, I was mentioning this to you the other day. I come off stage the other night, and a guy goes, "Hey, good show." I go, "Thanks, man." And I'm about to walk away as I do. And then he goes, "Whoa, hey, man." He goes, "I listen to your podcast. It's good." I go, "Oh, thank you." I go, "Well, check out the Patreon." Yeah, check out the Patreon. And he looks at me, and he goes, "What's that?" Now, if you listen to the podcast, I think you would hear, we've talked about it.
We talk about people joining our podcast Patreon page, which is $5 a month. You get exclusive videos, you get some swag and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
T-shirts.
And all
kinds of stuff.
Backstage shit and blah, blah, blah. But I just I didn't call bullshit, but it was I mean, come on, dude. Because they promote it when I go on stage. It says, 2 hours, 1 pod, blah, blah, blah. But this guy, I think, was trying to be like, "Hey, listen to your podcast." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I go, "Check out the Patreon." And he had you could tell. He was like, "I've never heard that word before. Patreon. I don't know what that is."
I think he just felt the need to say something.
Okay.
I think he enjoyed your show, and he just felt like, I'm going to I listened to your podcast, not realizing you were going to test him. And he failed the test. Maybe he saw a clip. We do. Sometimes people research comedians before they see them. And maybe he went on social media, saw a couple of clips of the podcast, and then he says, "Oh, yeah, I listened to your podcast," because he listened to 2 30-second clips.
Possible. But I've had people who tell me, just they watch the clips. Like almost like they don't know there's a podcast. They'll go, "Hey, I enjoy your snippets."
Why don't we make snippets? Why don't we just skip this whole podcast thing?
I'm good with that. Let's do it. I like it. Yeah.
Snippets.
Come on.
Snippets.
10 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, a minute, whatever. We could have 10 snippets in 10 minutes and get out of here. Snippets was a great one.
Snippets.
Some time traveler from 1958 or something. "I enjoy your snippets." I'm like, what the fuck? You mean clips?
That sounds like something would serve on an airline. Would you like some snippets?
I would. Thank you. Are they fresh?
No peanuts anymore, right? No. Wait a minute now. They don't serve peanuts in Coach, but you can have peanuts. But you can have cashews and what is it? Cashews and almonds in business or first class. That's weird, isn't it? Huh.
I haven't flown in a bit, I guess, because I remember getting peanuts, but no, you're saying that's not a thing.
We're getting the pretzels and the cookies. I think so.
Oh,
but why are they serving them
allergies?
Oh, is it because peanuts are a legume and the other ones are actual nuts? Is that why?
I don't know. This is all news to me. You're breaking news right here on the podcast.
We have breaking news. Peanuts are not nuts. Back to you, Al.
And not allowed on the plane. This is outrageous. But I don't know. But I'll be flying in a week or two. I'm flying to Barcelona, Spain through Frankfurt. I got to land in Frankfurt and then go to Spain for some reason. I don't know, but
well,
yeah,
because you're flying
I'll
out
be up there.
of Tampa, right?
I'm flying Tampa, to
Yeah.
Frankfurt.
See, if you're flying out of JFK, you do direct, but yeah, you have to do.
Do you really think the cruise lines would send anyone direct at this time in our history? And please, there's no direct flights going out.
They're also flying me in different directions. Like I look at the map, I'm like, this is 1,800 miles. You guys are flying me 2,200 miles. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, everybody always goes, "Oh, they saved 8 cents," and there's something to that. There's got to be more to this whole thing because a lot of it doesn't make sense. I've seen a lot of people post about 5 flights to get home from, Alaska. They're on 5 different flights to get to New York from Alaska. It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand why we're even sending New York comics to Alaska, but that's another issue for another.
They're sending me Cape Canaveral, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa, and
he
New
lives
York
on the
people,
West Coast.
They're sending to the West Coast.
Incredible. Yeah.
To go up to Alaska.
Well, last summer, I spent the whole summer flying Tampa to Newark and working out of Bayonne from Florida, where there are about 800 ships. But I had to go to Bayonne to get on the Oasis.
Where a comedian could actually take a taxi from Manhattan if they had to.
Yes, hundreds of ready and able New York City comedians.
No flights.
No hotel.
It would save the cruise line tons of money. No hotel.
No hotel. They don't. No,
It makes no sense.
Nope. It makes absolutely.
And there are literally
sense.
hundreds of comedians in that tri-state area that work or want to work cruise ships.
Right. Yeah. It's what it is. I don't know. So where are you, by the way? We see you docked. Did you say Nassau?
I did say Nassau. We are docked right now. Off to my left, I'm on deck 14 of the beautiful Celebrity Reflection. It's a lovely vessel. And off to this side here is the Resort Atlantis in Nassau. And then on this side is more of just the mainland Nassau.
I used to go over there and gamble when in my gambling days. I would go to Atlantis and play craps. And a couple times there was always, I never knew who they were, but tons of athletes when they go to the Bahamas stay at the Atlantis. And you'd see them, the guy's 6'8", black dude with $8,000 in front of him at the craps table. And I would never know who they are, but you wouldn't ask, it was just kind of. But I walked out of there. Sometimes I'd play, say 500. I would get 500 bucks in chips. I would walk out of there some days with $5,000, and then most days I'd walk out of there with zero. So it became too many 0 days.
Yes,
and I stopped.
When your 0 days outweigh the $5,000 days tenfold.
Yeah,
it's time to wrap it up.
And the lunch is $48 for a tuna melt at Atlantis. You just go, I think I'll stay on the ship.
It's even more than that now. It's just really super expensive. Crazy.
And that connecting part in the front, that bridge you see, there's that they say that was Michael Jackson's room. That's where he would stay
with little boys.
In Atlanta. Well, it's a rumor. We don't know if any of that's true. Yes, we do, but we don't really know. We do. Yes.
Well,
there's always people defending old MJ, and at this point,
they defended OJ and MJ. They're probably defending Diddy right now.
Did you see the video? It was he's a broken man. Feels bad.
Oh, his video, yeah,
his video when he beat the shit out of her. How come the towel? I'd like to know about that towel. That towel did not fall. That's impossible. What's going on with that towel at that hotel? Diddy's in the hallway wearing a towel, kicking the shit out of this woman, moving around, flinging, and
he was kind of holding it with one hand.
And
then he was sitting down. He tucked it, and he's throwing stuff.
No,
it was pretty impressive.
Should have fallen. A hell of a towel.
Well, that towel. It was 8 years ago. Apparently, he paid off his ex-wife and he paid security 50 grand. Did you hear the response from the hotel? They said,
No.
we are under new ownership and we don't have any records of any past incidents. And we're unaware of any of this. It's just like,
How did the tape get out, though? He bought the tape, I thought, from the hotel years ago. How did it get?
someone made a
leaked?
copy and kept it for a rainy day for to fuck around.
All right.
Maybe they shopped it around. Maybe he tried to extort money or something, and then
All right. Just asking. You know, to
maybe the dude was just showing it to his friends. Check this out. He's kicking the shit out of it. And then one of their friends go, "Can I borrow that?" And they, they leaked it.
I realized watching all this how out of the loop I am. Like, I didn't know he was a bad guy for years. I don't know anything about him.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, but I've never heard a record he made. I don't know anything about that world. So when it all comes imploding, it's all like, oh, who's that? Who's Cassie? And then everyone's like, oh my God, Cassie. I'm like, who's she? Like, she makes records. I'm literally from 1978. I have stopped music wise. I don't know a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Really?
In 1980, when John Lennon was assassinated, is when you checked out.
That's pretty much it. Pretty accurate. Pretty spot on. But I'm just blown away. Like, but I don't know anything about these people. I mean, I just know him as a name. Puffy, P. Diddy.
Yeah, he's got the God complex. He was driving he was a limo driver. He was telling famous people that he was picking up, I'm going to be famous someday. I'm going to be famous someday. And he,
really? And he killed Biggie? Is that what I'm reading? He's involved?
I don't know about that.
That's what I read on a thing.
Really? Where'd you read that?
I read the dark web. I go deep.
Wasn't he too young to be at that stage?
No, because Biggie didn't. Again, we're two fucking middle-aged whiteys talking about this like Biggie. But I think he was producing Biggie at the time.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
We couldn't be more out of our element right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm just talking. I have no idea what I'm saying. Yeah, he produced Biggie. I'm like, I don't know. That could be.
I thought that was Death Records guy. I thought that was that other guy.
Oh, Suge Knight.
Suge Knight.
I'm just pulling the names that I know.
No, that was good. It is actually Suge Knight.
Oh, Vanilla Ice. Was he around?
They hung him off. Suge Knight hung him off a balcony by his ankles and said, sign the papers. All the residuals go to us and we'll let you live. And he went, all right, I'll sign. That's why that was the big Vanilla Ice thing, according to him. That's why he doesn't have nearly as much money as the record that one song made.
But he's very wealthy. He's
wealthy, and he opened up a racing bike shop or a mountain bike place that's very successful in Florida, I believe.
Yeah, because I saw him on. He was on Guy Fieri's show. He had a restaurant.
Yeah, he's straight.
You know that one.
That guy's straight.
Guy Fieri, Dumps and Diners, and all that. And
yeah,
he went to Vanilla Ice's place. I'm sorry.
Guy Fieri, he's straight.
He's straight. Is he not straight? Is that what you're implying?
I guess I'm implying that in a jokingly way. I have no idea for sure.
I don't really know much about him.
I hear things. I hear things.
You hear? Okay, all right. I hear things and I spread rumors. It's what I do. Interesting. You know what I don't like? Here's the thing I put in my notes.
Just about everything.
Oh no, I'm a little cranky. I don't like when I'm in the green room or at a table with other comedians or people, not them to be comedians, and they go, "Hey, you ever see Succession?" So, as an example, and I go, "No,"
and they go into it.
They tell you the entire fucking
story,
and then it doesn't. Then they go, "Hey, let me just show you this," and you got to see clips. Look at the father in this.
Oh my God! Why are you allowing this to happen? This is a boundary thing. Why?
I'm just like, what? Well, because I'm stuck. I can't get out. What do? You can't go.
You go like this. I'm not feeling well. Where's the restroom? That's coming from truth.
I just can't. But don't. You know what I mean? If I go no, you don't have to tell me this whole scenario of the show, the whole synopsis. It's like I don't. Obviously, I don't care.
A personality, mental illness issue that many people have that existed prior to the pandemic. But now
Dr.
it's
Ducharme
been allowed to
speak now.
be
Please.
broadcast throughout social media, and everybody's talking about it in public. And I know that, and I call them energy vampires, where they just like want to suck up your energy. And it's like, whoa.
Well, those are kind of.
I decided. I
people
decided
as
to.
different.
I'm only allowing a certain amount of time, and then I'm out.
Right. Well, I get 1 hour a week with you, and then that's pretty much what you've done.
I
see how that
I
works.
had my lawyers write that up.
I signed it in triplicate. But yeah, to me, an energy vampire is more of the guy calling your room. Hey, you want to have lunch? You want to have dinner?
Oh,
hey, what are you doing? You
yeah,
want to write?
We
hey,
know a few of those
wanna have a
guys.
drink? It's like, fuck, leave me alone. But this guy's different, where the one to go and like, oh, you never saw it? Let me tell you about it. And you just want to go, no, don't tell me the whole fucking thing, please. And then I'm just stuck in. And I have to go,
my neighbor does that. My
sounds...
neighbor Tom, he's a writer. He does that. He goes, what episode are you guys on? We go, we're up to season 2, episode 6. He goes, oh, wait till the second half when such and such actor is on the show. I'm like, I had no idea that such and such actor was coming on the show.
I don't.
Oh, don't worry about it. He's been killed off. And she's like, shut up.
Fuck off, Tom. Yeah.
I've actually I was in my car, and he's stopping me to tell me something. He's put my window up. I just kept driving.
I know. I get it, man. But if I haven't seen something, there's probably a reason why. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Ain't no bigger than a squirrel.
I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm. Billy Bob Thornton playing.
There we go.
Sling blade.
Little sling blade.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna need
that
him
was
there.
Amazing.
You're gonna need him there too.
Remember the first time seeing that, and then seeing Billy Bob, like real, how he looks, and it was amazing. He transformed his face and changed it into that character. No makeup, nothing. Just...
Right. No, and he looks like a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that even Marlon Brando did a little bit of that in The Godfather, but Billy Bob took it to the next level.
Yeah, but Brando had prosthetic, like shit, tissue paper, whatever.
He put cotton in his mouth at first, and then they made some, whatever it was, made out of rubber or whatever.
Yeah,
but it changed his expressions, and he played through the mouth. It changed his whole, method acting, whatever he was doing there. But
he wasn't
Billy
learning
Bob
his
Thornton,
lines, that's for sure.
No cue cards. Billy Bob Thornton. I don't think he was doing cue cards back then. I think that started later. Yeah.
There's pictures online. Just
Google from The Godfather? Okay.
Yeah, that James Caan and Robert Duvall have the cards taped to their body.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So when Brando's at the desk, they're talking to the Godfather, and then the camera's behind them. But the cue cards are written on their chest, and their jackets are open. Yeah, and then when he did Superman, he had an earpiece. He didn't even want to. I'm not even reading. I'm not.
Hey, I think in Apocalypse Now, and everybody hated him on that. Loved it. He was great, but he did some cue cards actions because he didn't want to memorize the lines.
Well, he did a lot of ad libbing too.
He'd ad lib, but he'd look at the cue card and then turn his head away and go, and then he'd say a mixture of their lines and his lines. But he was so just like magnetic that just they paid him to do it.
Well, and also they had a whole different. The script was written for Brando to be thin and in shape, and there was a lot of movement. He showed up on set 300 pounds and bald. They had no idea.
Because all the other actors lost weight and got in shape to play these, skinny guys that didn't.
But he's supposed to be this Green Beret colonel,
right?
And Coppola's like 350-pound Brando shows up and he's bald. He looks like Uncle Fester. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's why they did so many close-ups.
Yeah, they shot, but he goes again. It's like Jaws with the shark didn't work.
Right.
This was a happy accident because they could film it with shadows and the water on his bald head. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But Brando was improvising that whole thing with this. He watched a snail on a razor blade. All that shit was. You all right there, Al?
There's a sound check.
Distracted.
There's a sound check.
He's in a public venue on board the.
And there's
celebrity
sound,
something
they're doing
or
a
other.
sound check, so something's going to start soon.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I think
what are they doing? What's happening there? What's the activity?
Unknown. They just walked behind a drum set. I don't think it's going to be live music. I think that's tonight, but I think there's going to be some sort. Yeah, 'cause
Swingers party?
passengers are coming in now, so there's going to be some sort of an event. So let's wrap
Have
it
you
up.
done a show yet? Will they be going, "Oh my God,
I've
it's
done
the
multiple
comedian."
shows. I've done.
Oh.
I did 2 last night, and doing one tonight. I'm doing another.
How much time did you do last night?
2:45s, same material.
Oh, good God, Magnum. 2:45s.
Yeah, I'll do 35-40 tonight.
I haven't done 45 minutes all week.
Your jokes
Holy
are going
shit.
over great.
I'm glad because I don't get to do them. I'm doing 15 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
These jokes
Wow.
sitting there.
And what else? So that was 45 clean, and you got what, a half hour adult?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like Brando. Sometimes I don't remember the jokes, and instead of cue cards, I just have speak them in my ear because he knows your act very well.
He does. So, all right. Well, if you got to roll, if you want to get out of there before, because I know how it gets weird when people come in and, you know.
That's why I've been like keeping it down.
Yeah. No, I
But
know.
you had a great podcast, and I'm happy that I was able to witness it.
Give the people what they want. That's my mentality.
Do you have a clip? Do you have a clip for this podcast? This is.
I have a snippet. I have a snippet of my
Where is
penis,
it?
which will be. I'll post it, fucker. Yeah.
Well, you got to send me the clip notes.
I will.
The snippet notes.
I think I've gone through. I'm looking at my notes, and I have notes. Alan never has notes. I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through the notes, and I think that's it. I think, I just wanted to get out that thing with the Patreon. If you're listening and you want to see us, what we look like, what we do, join the patreon.com/2als1pod. Don't tell me you never heard of Patreon. It's impossible.
I hope that you give us a little credit for attempting to do a podcast today under the circumstances.
We don't get any credit. 284 podcasts. No credit given. We're waiting on credit. We continue to wait.
Oil can.
All right. Stay safe, buddy.
Oil
Peace
can.
Out. So long, Mel. Have a good trip. F*** you.
Iceberg dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series.
This is the 2 Als 1 Pod podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forward2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.